Hello. Hello, YouTube chat. I'm gonna post this in Discord, hang on. Let me put up enemy only safe space. There we go. For now. For now, anyway. I gotta turn down Chrome too. Music is too loud, man. There we go. Hello, Robert Paulson. Hello, Rin. Solid. Hello, Titania. Almost at single digits, yep. Hello, AEDF. If that is how you say your name. It has been a while, it has been a while. I've been participating in the Herculean task of fixing my sleep schedule in preparation for Season 3 Core 2. And the only way I can fix my sleep schedule is by slowly pushing it forward an hour or two every day. I can't do like the stay up all night one night. It just doesn't work for me. So, did I get a new mic? No, it's the same one. I did just sneeze though. So if I sound different, it's because I just sneezed and I'm confused. Can't even get 27 months is actually insane. You have the 2-year badge on Discord, right, Olivia? I think so. Streamer mode's enabled. Never mind, I can't see. Well, that's tough. Not a super late stream today? Yeah, it's because I don't stay up super late anymore. So I was like, I guess I can stream at 12 PM. I think it's covered up by the gay Overwatch one. Do you like the gay Overwatch one? Do you want to keep that? You can keep it if you want, it's fine. I've been ruining my sleep schedule in preparation for Core 2. Shit airs at like 5 PM. Is ruining your schedule watching a show at 5 PM? Won't they force it upon me? I forget what I said, Olivia. Did I ask you if you still wanted it? And then you said no, as in you don't want it anymore. I forget. Feb 5th, the second core comes out? Yeah. Hello, BD. No, but waking up to it is? Why do you have to wake up? Why do you have to wake up to the episode? Why don't you just wake up at like a normal time and then watch it? 17 days? True, I'm actually playing right now. It'll be our little secret though. A professor asked for a 100-word essay on a traumatized fictional character. I wrote it about... Okay. I'm glad you corrected that, because in my head I was like, how the fuck do you write a 100-word essay? I was like, there's no shot you're writing a 100-word essay. 1,000 makes more sense. Any words on the Orb anime? It's pretty good, man. I'm a big fan. I mean, I guess it's kind of expected, right? It's kind of like a write-in for something that I would like. It's about space and stars and shit like that. Turns out you can observe so much with just your eyeballs, man. Finished Arc 6 literally 5 minutes ago. Obviously no spoilers, but I really hope it's going to be all in Season 3. Well, I guess that's one of our topics today, isn't it? What ponder in the orb? That's a good question. Jordan making an appearance today? If he wants to. I don't know if he will, though. ReZero Prophecy of the Throne today? So I think what I'm gonna do for Prophecy of the Throne is I might just stream it on Twitch. If you guys want, you can follow my my Twitch stream. I think it's in my channel links on YouTube. I don't know though. If not, it's literally just my name on Twitch. So surely it's not that hard to find. How many cores will this season have ultimately for the third season? So, I guess we could just start with this then, huh? There is a non-zero chance that Arc 6 gets rebranded as Season 4. Now, that doesn't mean that Ice, for example, was wrong to say that Season 3 was going to have Arc 6. It just means that plans changed. And that happens sometimes. Now, you might be wondering why we say that. Well, there's a few reasons. Mainly, the schedule that they were allotted for Season 3 is not necessarily working as well as we would have hoped that it was. Even though it was a good schedule. I can't really talk about why that is, I don't think. But one of the examples is that, there was somebody in the production involved named Furi? I don't exactly know what they partook in the production because I'm not like a Sakuga guy, but from what I understand is that they were responsible for making a lot of the connections for the season. And they left, I think someone in my Discord said it was like around episode 10 or something. So like all the 10 previous episodes kind of got shafted by that departure from the staff. Which is allegedly why some of the cuts on that priority episode didn't really get to reach their full potential, is because they didn't get the time that they needed to work on that. But you can kind of see them falling behind now. Because put it this way, right? Core 1 was done like a month or so, maybe 2 months before it was airing. And I'm pretty sure Ice has said Core 2 is not done yet, and it airs in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. That's just like a minor example of how the schedule might be catching up to them. So, you can also notice something in like the interviews from people like Shinohara and stuff. The way they've been talking about the season has kind of shifted. Initially at no, not Anime Japan, it was when the episode 1 premiere was. I think that was at Anime Expo. They handed out a director interview, and he said something about, the first half of the season, you know, obviously referencing Arc 5, and the second half of the season is going to be a total tone shift because he's referring to Arc 6. But they don't talk like that anymore. What they're now saying is essentially just that they're only referring to the first core and the second core, which is the counterattack arc. And they announced the Anime Japan 2025 Red Stage the other day. And in the tweet for that, and also referenced by I think the voice actor for Otto, they said that the Anime Japan stage is basically happening at the same time as the final episode of Season 3. Final episode of Season 3 is obviously a very loaded term to use. But it's leading people to speculate that they're going to need more time for Arc 6. So what they're going to do is they're going to rebrand Arc 6 as Season 4, even though it's still a part of the Season 3 project. And it'll give them more time, and then they get to finally beat the 4 years between season allegations. Allegedly. Ignoring that, you know, when it's time for Season 5, it'll probably be 4 years again. Which is kind of my hang-up on it. Because, like, people keep going, oh, well, it means that they get a season out that's not, like, every, like, half-decade. And I'm like, yeah, technically. But it's because this was supposed to be Season 3, and then, like, when Season 4 comes, or Season 5 comes around, you're gonna get the same issue. Didn't I say that they've already started working on some things for Arc 6? Yeah, Arc 6 has been in production for a while now. It was always intended to be in Season 3. Sometimes, however, things don't work out that way. It's possible that they could rebrand as, like, They could rebrand it to like Season 3 Part 2. We could do the Attack on Titan meme. Core 2 could be Season 3 Part 2, and then like Arc 6 could be Season 3 Part 3. That'd be fun. AOT? Oh, brother. I gotta mod you in chat, dude. Hang on. Fighting furbolgs. Season 3 Part 2 Part 2. Hell yeah. Something went wrong in production and it didn't go as initially scheduled. Yeah, but I mean, like, also that's kind of how it happens. You know what I mean? Happens more often than you think. Arc length gets generally longer after 6. I mean, we don't have too much of a sample size. Arc 7 is really long, yeah. Arc 8 is like average length, and Arc 9 isn't done yet, so. Is there any proper reason to rebrand it to Season 4? I feel like, this is me personally speaking, you could disagree if you would like, even though you shouldn't because I'm objectively right about everything. I feel like there is some goodwill to be earned from, people, I feel like, would get really sick of ReZero having 8 episodes, taking 3 months off, 8 episodes, taking 3 months off, 8 episodes, taking 3 months off. So you can avoid some of that ire by doing 8 episodes, taking 3 months off, 8 episodes, and then going, hey, look, guys, we're working on Season 4. Isn't that cool? And then you get to release it, like, next year. And then people, like I said earlier, people will be like, oh my god, ReZero seasons aren't taking 4 years per season anymore. Isn't that so awesome? Little do they know that this was supposed to be Season 3, so... Season 5 is probably going to take 4 years. What I don't understand is why Kadokawa treats the IP the way it does. That's what I really don't get. You have, like, this massive powerhouse series, right? Like, ReZero, when ReZero's airing, I don't know if you guys have seen the Kadokawa financial reports. That anime is keeping the fucking lights on sometimes, man. That shit's like, I think when, during COVID, when Season 2 wasn't airing, they had a 33% profit loss. And so you would see that and be like, oh, it's making us a lot of money. It's making us a lot of fucking money. But the way they treat it is, like, unbelievable. And I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting our new director or anything. But I feel like getting a brand new director, and keep in mind, I was like one of the people who was very positive and charitable towards Shinohara when he first came on. Because just because you get a new director doesn't mean he's going to be bad. He could do a good job too. You never know. I really don't know what they were smoking. Putting a new director in charge of a massive IP that's going to be 38 episodes for a season. That is unbelievable to me. Now that I've seen what we're working with. If Arc 6 ends up being a Season 4, would there be less cut content, I wonder? That's another thing. If Arc 6 ends up being Season 4, we cut Arc 5 apart for, like, no reason. We made Arc 5 fit in 16 episodes for no reason at all. Because we were going to do Season 4 anyway. But, you know, what are you going to do? There are some decisions I am aware of in Core 2 that I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Don't know why you do that. But obviously I can't watch it, so I'm just gonna like let it cook. Up until now, there hasn't been that much cut content at Arc 5 though, right? I mean, there's been a decent amount. And it's not done yet, so I guess we still got time to find out, right? And it goes double for the marketing. Like, what are we doing with the marketing? The marketing for Core 2 has been fucking abysmal, dude. Like, God, do I even get started on the PV that we actually finally got? I was making a video for like every Core 1 or Season 3 PV we got. Core 2 PV drops, nobody made a sound. Not a whimper, bro. Because nothing happened in it. And like, I showed it to Jordan, and I was like, hey man, here's the Core 2 PV, and he was like, ah, it's a reserved one, and I'm like, yep, sure is. It's an episode PV? Yeah, but it's not supposed to be, because it's labeled the Core 2 PV. Is Arc 7, would you say, longer or on the same length as Arc 4? I don't know. Light novel is longer. Web novel, I'm not sure. Like I said in my tweet, though, for the PV, I'm a little charitable to it, because obviously they don't want to put some spoilers in there, but like, you could show something. Like, the best thing we got to see in that PV was the Julius cut, which was cool. I liked it. Like, damn, bro. ReZero English. Did you guys see it that I I don't know if this is like a crazy coincidence. It probably is. I tweeted about how the ReZero English account doesn't ever fucking post anything, and it's really coincidental after Crunchyroll got outed for intentionally not marketing series. And then I think like literally the day after, ReZero English tweeted, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if that was a coincidence or if like I actually pegged him or like what's going on. Because they didn't post for like 2 months before that, and then they go live the next day. I'm like, okay. Interesting. Crunchyroll intentionally not marketing series. Yeah, it's a whole thing with Dan, man. Some like licensing dispute. And because of that, they like literally sent out an internal memo that was like, don't market this series. Which is insanity. I wanted to make a video on that Crunchyroll drama, but it dropped when I was like out of state, and then when I got back, I was like, I don't really have anything to add to this, so really no point in me talking about it. I don't know if like Kanakawa and Crunchyroll are on like a blood pact to like not market ReZero anymore, but whatever they're doing, you know, it's working. I feel like Crunchyroll is always involved in drama. It turns out that's what happens when you're a dog shit company. I fear. Because it's a horrible company? There you go. Crunchyroll tries very hard to market itself as like the bridge between Japan and the West. For like Western anime consumption. And they're like, oh my god, we care so much about the industry. Look what we're doing. We're bringing it all to the Western fan base. And then you find out about like the long rap sheet of like fucking employment violations. It's like, damn, maybe these guys aren't so cool after all. Wasn't Crunchyroll when it started a piracy website? Yeah. Yeah, it was. Pretty reputable claims that they were stealing fan subs as well. And they just so happen to get the luck of the draw, basically, and become the one legitimized pirate site. You guys excited for the Trump tariffs to kick in, and then Crunchyroll's gonna be like, well, our gigabits are being tariffed. We gotta increase the sub price, man. That's crazy. Favorite arc of ReZero, 6 or 4? Either or. I feel like it would probably be 4 if I actually like read the novel for it, but I haven't yet, so. Speaking of piracy, I really expected High Anime to be down by now. Give it time. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, that's fair. Because it's run by a neo-Nazi, unfortunately. But, I keep track of court cases or subpoenas from production companies. They just hit, like, a big list. I posted about it on Twitter the other day. They just hit, like, a big list of manga piracy sites. None of them that I've really ever heard of before. It's because they all keep using fucking Cloudflare for some reason. All these piracy sites, like, I really don't know why they keep using Cloudflare when it's based in the United States and they're just gonna, like, continually get subpoenaed, but... Was there ever a ReZero chapter you hate in particular? I think Arc 8 Chapter 32 is, like, really stupid and bad. It's not like, oh my god, it's like ruin. It doesn't like ruin anything. It just like sucks. It's just like where they talk about who's going somewhere. It's the whole chapter, and it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, there's probably worse stuff in terms of like Arc 8, not Arc 8. Arc 9 has stuff that's like way worse, to be honest with you. But that like that whole chapter is just like ass. Worst ReZero phase? Oh, it might be Arc 8 Phase 3. Maybe. Why'd you remind me of the Arc 9 interlude? I didn't mention that one because obviously I can't get into like spoiler territory, but Arc 9 has bad chapters, but like half of them are bad chapters. I digress. Best ReZero phase? Dude. I don't know. That's a really hard one. I guess it's like, it says something that like when I'm asked what the worst ReZero phase is, I could answer it like immediately, but when I'm asked the best, I'm like, shit, I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, Arc 9 Phase 1, recency bias is going crazy. That shit is gas. Arc 6 Phase 3 is fucking gas as well. Is the light novel better than the web novel? It really depends. Like, you'll get a different answer from everyone. And it also depends on if you're, like, reading in, like, Yen Press, or if you're in, like, a different language, because I don't know how well that's gonna go. The Yen Press is horrible. I would say you should read... Ugh. If you ask if you... Okay, I would say light novel, like 1 through 5, although some people will die by Arc 4 web novel, so that's like up for you to decide, but definitely 1, 2, 3, and 5 in light novel. And you might just have to fill in the blanks for like what is fucked up and translated wrong by Yen Press if you're an English speaker. For Arc 6, they like fumbled the bag really poorly. I would recommend web novel for Arc 6, 100%. Especially, I'm very partial to Arc 6's web novel prose, personally. It's very dramatic, but in a way that like really works for the arc. The Unpressed version is bad. And then, yeah, 6 and beyond, you're pretty much gonna go web novel. Because the light novel doesn't exist for 7, really. They messed up the ending of Arc 6 in a way that was really funny. I haven't heard that. I know that they fucked up. I can't, like, talk about too much because of spoilers, but, they fucked up the distinction between... You know what I'm referring to, probably. And it's like, I don't know how you fuck that up. It's like a crux of the arc. Like, how do you fuck that up? Did you watch the Season 3 Part 2 trailer? I did, obviously not on stream. So I'll get copyright striked. It's fine. The character art looks pretty good. But that's, you know, to be expected. I like Sagawa's designs. You prefer Arc 7 over Arc 3? I did. It might be a bit more shaky these days because of Arc 8. But, I don't know. I really liked Arc 7. I know it's not the popular opinion, but I really, really liked it. I don't know if I said this on stream, but I'm making Jordan read EX5 and the Owl side stories after Arc 5 ends in the anime. I feel like it's like a necessary thing to do. I hear Arc 7 is notoriously bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, I know some people who don't like Arc 7 who have actually read it. So it's not everyone, of course. But there's a lot of people who don't like Arc 7 and their only experience with the arc is YouTube summaries and probably like TikTok. The people I know that don't like Arc 7 very much, they were there as it was releasing, like, per chapter. And I hear that, I'm like, okay, I get that, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds fucking brutal. But, I got to read it all in one go, basically, so... I had a good time. EX5 spoils EX4, which spoils EX1. Make Jordan read all of them. EX1 is spoiled by the start of the story, I fear. Why did my video pause? Continue watching? Yeah, asshole. Jesus Christ. Only been live for 30 minutes and you're already pausing on me. It's funny, I ended up having like the inverse opinion of the community at large. From what I understand, the general online English-speaking community doesn't really like Arc 7, but they really like Arc 8, and I'm pretty much the opposite. I really like Arc 7, and Arc 8 is, it has its moments, of course. But overall, did not work for me. I fear. Echidna put arcs. I'm assuming you mean arc 7 as his least favorite arc in the tier list, and he's infamous for glazing ReZero. Well, I mean, I'm sure Echidna didn't read fucking or watch YouTube summaries on it. I'm sure he read it. I'm sure he has his reasons for it. I wouldn't know because I don't watch Echidna or any ReZero YouTuber for that matter, except whenever Jordan is considered a ReZero YouTuber. Smile. Echidna. Instant Agooner accusations is crazy. How do you get that shit frame 1? Just here, lol. I can't do GoonTuber. He is. I'm not disputing if he's a gooner. I don't know personally. I don't know. I'm just saying, crazy reputation to have when your name's brought up and everyone in chat is like, oh, that guy's a gooner. That's crazy work. Hello, Ask Where the H is. How's the development for the Arc 8 Phase 3 video going? The script is almost halfway done. Already. The name a kid that leaves more to be desired. Hey, you know, when people talk about me on Twitter, all they say is that guy's too woke for me. Or that guy's too pretentious, you know. I don't get the gooner accusations, which take those. They ain't allegations, bro's convicted at this point. Jesus. By the way, Arc 6 is also in the Season 3 project? Yeah, I know. Trust me. There could never be too much of woke. It's so funny. The difference between the way people talk about like anime YouTubers at large and like the way I see my name invoked. It always makes me laugh. Like you'll have every like ism on the planet flying for a bunch of other anime YouTubers and they'll talk about me and they'll be like, yeah, he's too woke. I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry. What do you mean by it being in the Season 3 project? I'm speaking as someone who knows too much about this anime's production. In terms of the Season 3 project, that basically just means what they're working on and at least initially how they were going to release it. Arc 6 is/was supposed to be in Season 3. It was supposed to be made in one continuous production cycle, basically. It was supposed to be, well, it still could be. I'm speaking past tense as if it's already confirmed, but I can't confirm that because I don't know. Season 3 is supposed to be 38 episodes. With Arc 6 having 22. Why are anime productions released unfinished? Because they are told to produce more while given less time. Production companies come at them going, make more anime now. And they're like, I can't, we're going to die. And they're like, well, that's too bad. Make more anime now. And then they die. Are you excited for Mashoko Season 3? No. Thank you for asking, though. Thoughts on Rem If movie? I haven't read Rem If, so I don't know. It'd probably be boring as shit, though, I'll be honest with you. And if they have any time making movies, I would beg them to please make movies about shit that matters, like EX novels. Or, like, anything else. Are you secretly Penguin Zero alt account? I wish, dude. I'd have fucking money, man. I'd be able to afford a fucking house, man. Tell him to donate. ReZero if it was woke. Arc 7, Chapter 107. Yes, I agree with your statement. I saw a tweet, God forbid, the other day that was like, oh, I guess I really, well, I could talk about it. It's just referencing the demi-human civil war from the EX novels. It was like, reminder that the people in the story were right for killing demi-humans. And I was like, wow, what are we doing? What's your general opinion on Mushoku Tensei? Coming from a hater. I have a whole video on it. But to summarize, it's basically just it's bad. And I think Rudy is terrible. I guess that's it. What's your opinion on Undead Unluck? I'm like 10 chapters behind, man. 20 was hyperbolic, I'm sorry. I have not read a chapter of manga in a long time. Except for a few. It's just not shown in Jump manga, basically. In February, I'll probably try to catch up on everything. I'm gonna start with Yozakura Family because of Jordan. I want to make him feel happy inside. Why did you give Daniden a 6 out of 10? Just curious. It just doesn't, like, I don't know. It doesn't impress me. It's okay. Yeah. It was a 5 out of 10. But then I got to some of the later backstories in the manga and I was like, oh, these are nice. I enjoy these. Like, the big thing with Dandadan is, like, the humor, and I don't find it funny. Like, ever. So I feel like I'm just kind of, like, missing a crucial element for a lot of people. That's why I give it a 6 out of 10. Start with Ichi the Witch. I will start that manga, actually. Most likely. I think most people like it because the art is great. Well, if the art being great was, like, the biggest factor for a manga for me, MHA would be a 10 out of 10. No offense, Jordan. Is calling ReZero generic fair criticism? I mean, I would have to ask them what they mean by generic. Because, like, I think in some ways ReZero presents itself in tropey ways intentionally. So if they mean that like, oh, ReZero uses tropes, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's how things happen sometimes. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Dude, that's what I... Let me get some truths in chat. I've been saying that shit for like years, genuinely. Do you think that ReZero will ever be seen as anything other than an anime for gooners? No, probably not. And it's not really like a ReZero thing. Well, it is partially because of the marketing, but it's also just like the stigma of the isekai label, probably. Because it used tropes. Everything uses tropes, man. Understanding tropes came free with your human pattern recognition, I fear. They use tropes because they're good and they work. Something using tropes is an inherently bad thing. Especially because you can use those tropes and twist those tropes. Like I would say ReZero's way of portraying itself as a power fantasy. It plays on the standard isekai trope of a power fantasy. And mostly subverts it. ReZero is known as the anime fan about racist gooners. Yeah, just like Dandadan. It happens with anything that gets popular, really. Dude, that was a crazy voice crack. Dude, the Dandadan drama happened while I was out of state. That shit was so insane. I definitely would have tapped into that if I was home, but I was not. So unfortunately, the clan rally was not interrupted. The clan rally or whatever they call it. What drama? Somebody drew the characters black, and it caused like people to go to like a random 15-year-old's Twitter account and like burn crosses in their lawn, basically. It was like actually fucking unbelievably insane behavior. Yeah, a bunch of people attacked Okarin's English VA. I don't. Did he ever reactivate BD? Do you know? I know he deactivated because of it, and it was fucking insane, man. It's just racial swap drawing. It isn't that deep. It is not. It is not. But you know. I think it's possible for ReZero Season 3 to be 4 courses, just like Bleach TWBY. Or TWB. PYBW. That would make the 50 episode rumor turn away. It's 38 episodes. So it is 4 cores, yeah. It's just 8 episode cores and something else. Lol. The fan art was really lovely. Like it was fine. I remember I saw the art like when it first got posted and I was like, cool. And I scrolled past it and like I never thought about it again. Because I'm not fucking insane. Turns out it was that easy. I don't understand the appeal of Dandadan. I don't know, it's just like a fun Monster of the Week series. Fights are fun. Very high energy. Cool. The editing has good animation, but the story is kind of meh. I mean, yeah, it's fine. But the adaptation is really, really good. I don't think Arc 6 will be split core. Well, then it's fucked. I have exams tomorrow, so can't watch you live. Skipping this first stream after the day. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. What is the Arc 3 and 4 remake? Never, buddy. I'm sorry. Turbo Granny kind of cool though. True. Fact checked by true American patriots. They're gonna adapt the whole of Arc 6 or just a part of it? The whole thing. How would you rank the royal selection candidates by how you'd vote for them? Felt number 1. 100%. You think the anime will get caught up eventually? No shot in hell unless top 8 fucking dies. Aside from ReZero, what stories are good? Probably a lot of them. I like Make the Exorcist Fall in Love. That's a great manga. Kagurabachi's good. How to Be a Relationship is a good romance manga. Severance is a good TV show. I haven't watched season 2 yet though, so shut the fuck up about it if you ever talk about it. I'm waiting. Currently airing anime, Orb is good, and that's the only one I've watched. Would Monogatari directions work with Arc 6? I'm an anime only, but people... Wait. AEDF, you're an anime only? You trolling? Also, I haven't seen Monogatari, so I don't know. Mile. You've been spoiled a lot? I had no clue you were an anime only. That's actually crazy. Have you read any of the Chinese web novels? I'm really bad at consuming, so no, I have not. Also, yeah, if we're talking about ReZero anime or like ReZero spoilers, I'm not gonna lie, Arc 9 has been like the worst I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. For like a community and spoilers. It's actually embarrassing. The way people are talking about Arc 9 on shit like Twitter and like you guys are making a fucking mockery of the community. Like everyone I fucking know has been spoiled in Arc 9, dude. Yeah, I was talking about this in Discord the other day where I was like, Arc 9 is like kind of like the first arc where the spoilers really hit, bro. Like you can say a spoiler from Arc 8 and there's like a 75% chance it does not make any fucking sense. If you tell an anime only, they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? You sound fucking crazy. I blame JJK for this. You're probably, you know, you're probably not wrong. Like, the amount of, like, every time I have not been spoiled on this new chapter yet, so I'm chilling with that one. But, every other chapter beforehand, I got spoiled on at least one thing because people not tagging shit. Just, like, fucking dick out full load on the timeline about Arc 9. I don't know what makes people so excited to go talk about some poorly Google translated dog shit. But apparently they can't help themselves. I don't know, man. It's just fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying the way people treat ReZero spoilers. Like, people have to accept that like 90% of the ReZero fans in this world are anime onlys. No one wants to read this shit. It's boring. Reading? Boring. So like we have a ton of anime onlys and you're just being a dick. I talk about Arc 9 chapters. You want to know what I do? I tag them. It's that fucking easy. Jordan hasn't been spoiled by me. Jordan's been spoiled though. By motherfuckers that are just tweeting into the wind with no regard. The fucking ReZero Discord spoilers channel is better at not spoiling than literally anywhere else. What are the odds of Arc 7 and 8 adaptation being bad? Like 75% probably. Matter and probably talking about Arc 9 when I'm in call with them. That's because they can't contain themselves. Matter's on Arc 2, bro. Matter's got to figure that shit out first. Is the ReZero tarot card video ever coming? I froze. You guys weren't supposed to remember that. Yeah, probably, eventually. What are your most anticipated 2025 anime outside of Season 3 Core 2? None. I don't watch anime, man. I got a wife and kids, bro. Which Atelier anime would be nice, though? When is Season 3 Core 2 even coming out? February 5th, man. Pretty soon. Are you watching Mickey 17? What are you saying? Why would you, like, make up an anime to ask me if I'm watching it? When's Jordan saving the stream? He's probably sitting there, like, crocheting. Jordan can come on stream if he wants to, but that's up to him, man. Will you be watching Mickey 17? I still don't know what that is, man. No. Technically not. Might as well be. I'm married to the grind. I'm just joining stream. Have you read the Undead Unluck finale? I have not read the Undead Unluck finale yet. I haven't read the Yozakura family ending either. I'm like behind on everything. Unfortunately. I'm gonna try and tap back in February. I don't know if I'll stream me reading all the manga. I don't think anyone cares. I probably won't do it. You ever gonna make a video where you just talk about astronomy? I don't think anyone would care about that, unfortunately. Dude, the Arc 8 Phase 2 video was so bewildering to me because people were like Literally every single time I posted a video, any single time I made a community post, people would join my Discord all the time. People would be like, when's Arcade Phase 2? When's Arcade Phase 2? So I thought this was going to be like a fucking Hollywood release. I thought people were going to be booking tickets to come see Arc 8 Phase 2 video, and it comes out, and then it was ranked 10 out of 10, which is the worst ranking for views, and I was like, okay, well. I guess I got baited. Yeah, it was like one guy on alts, I guess. You forgot Arcade Phase 2 is us? Oh, trust me. I didn't forget. Trust me. You need to clickbait more? I'm not good at clickbait, unfortunately. I have an honest soul, I can't help myself. I've locked in a few times, but... What videos are you working on? I'm currently editing the Al does not equal Subaru video. I finalized my Arcane script today, finally. It's probably gonna be like a 30-minute long video. I'm gonna try a new video format. I watched 5 of some of the worst rated anime ever. To be honest, they were not what I expected. So, I'm actually interested in making that video. And I'm like under halfway done writing Arc 8 Phase 3 script. I just haven't finished it. Watched it in blocks. Does that affect viewership? No, I don't think so. What were the 5 anime? Red Colored Bridge, Hey President Trapkun, Anoka, Pupa, and Born by Myself. Is the Alan doesn't equal Super video anime only friendly? I forgot if you said it would be. Oh, it is absolutely not anime only friendly. Sorry. It's not even fucking close. I would have liked to have made it anime only friendly, but it's just really not possible. What's Pupa? Pupa is considered like one of the worst anime ever, apparently. It's not good. But, you know, I'll get that in the video, I guess, when I make it. I have finished outlining it today, so I'll start writing it soon. That's basically a test drive for the new format. I want to try new formats in 2025. That's one of them. Talking about dog shit and seeing, like, if there's more to it than dog shit. In Pupa's case, the answer was not really. Are you gonna do a 5 worst mangas? I don't feel like that would have the same reach, but maybe I'm wrong. I feel like people care about anime more than manga. Like, generally. But maybe that's wrong. I also have 2 video ideas for like the first half of this year that I think could be really good. I told Jordan one of them. And Jordan wants to participate in that one. And I think that'd be very fun if it works out. Five highest rated anime? You just want a Full Metal Alchemist video. Top 5, 6 out of 10 manga? Dandadan gotta be up there. Gotta be. Five most unheard of anime? Number 1, ReZero. You might not heard of this niche anime. Top 5 brain rot anime? I feel like JJK could be dissected for like generations to come. For how it like broke people's brains. Whose legs are those? Bartels. He got executed. Opinion on Free Run and why it is so highly rated? I don't know. I mean, I watched some of it. I didn't get all the way through it. I thought it was fun though. I think I only got to like episode 12. Actually, I don't remember if I finished the first core. What do you think about the idea of ReZero being a media literacy test? I think there are definitely media literacy tests in ReZero, and I think the first one is absolutely episode 13. That shit really checks if you know what's going on. Episode 13 checks if you're a fart smeller or a smart fella, I fear. Episode 13 was Julius beats up Subaru, right? Yeah, and it's like the Emilia and Subaru fallout. He's being a dork. Because he is showing tendencies of a word I'm not allowed to use, otherwise people on Twitter will call me slurs, I fear. Incel? Yep, there you go. That's my goat though, he just didn't have internet. It's all good. Actually, the internet was the problem, I fear. Why would people call you slurs for saying incel? You don't know the lore, man. God, that lore goes deep. It's a whole thing, man. It's a whole fucking thing. What's the lore? The lore is that if you say that Subaru in any way exhibited incel behavior, you're a bastard man, because incels kill people. And it's like, okay, well, not all incels kill people. Some people just go post on 4chan, which is basically what Subaru was. Hasn't Subaru killed people? I don't think so. Pedal Juice was technically a spirit. Make of that what you will. Part of the some of the Twitter backlash is also definitely because it's hard to summarize your whole opinion in a tweet, but my opinion has always been that Subaru definitely showed incel characteristics, if nothing else. I think it was obviously a product of his circumstances and the environment he grew up in. I don't think he's a bad guy, clearly. But I think he had a lot of preconceived notions in his head that led him to have an interesting relationship with women. And also, that was the point of Arc 3. What's the actual definition of incel? Well, the actual definition is referring to people who refer to themselves as involuntarily celibate. Means they can't fuck involuntarily. Um, it's kind of grown beyond that though, and it refers to kind of like this cultural subset of men who blame others for their own personal failings, essentially, which is exactly what Subaru did in Arc 3. But then Subaru went woke here. Oh, the Star Fox 64 soundtrack ran out. Time to run it from the run it back from the top. Are we talking generally only about anime or about Arc 9 too? We're talking about anything that's made in the anime right now. There will probably be a novel only section later as well. I know a lot of people want me to talk about Arc 9, so I'll do that eventually. Yeah, turning my anime protagonist woke. I love how many chuds that consume ReZero somehow are like so horribly in denial about Natsumi. How was Zorbus in the microwave doing? He's chilling. Natsumi, my beloved. That's what I'm saying. Bro, Subaru was talking about cross-dressing a long time ago. And then Natsumi appears in an Arc 2 side story. He's doing that shit for the love of the game, okay? I'm sorry, Subaru's woke. I'm afraid. Subaru would be crazy good at Guilty Gear. I still don't understand how racist, homophobes, or transphobes like ReZero, it literally goes against all their hatred. Well, this shouldn't be a hot take, but it is. It's because the people who have these belief systems aren't they don't they don't like art to begin with, so they're not good at analyzing it either. They're dumb. Yes. Yes, yes, I agree with your statement. The fuck is a chud? It's just like slang for a conservative, basically. What did I miss? That's a good question. I don't know. Nothing in particular. But yeah, I know some of them are in the One Piece fandom too. It's just how it is, you know. They have like an inherent disdain for art, and they can't really reconcile some of the things that happen in these stories with their worldview, so they just say like it didn't happen. It's basically like verbatim what happens with Natsumi to begin with. It's like people they don't know how to they don't know how to reconcile it, so they're just like, no, Subaru didn't do that. And if he did, it's just a joke. You know, very clearly a joke. Surely my favorite piece is media. How could that happen? What do you think is missing the most from battle manga stories? Good content, I fear. Subaru voice trained for the bit. Yeah, he was just doing it's just a reference to Final Fantasy, dude. Just don't get it. Subaru is very respectful towards women, is loved by children, being a greater role model, likes to cross-dress. If that's woke, I love it. He's just a chill guy, man. Asterisk. He has his moments. But for the most part, he's just a chill guy, man. Can you be rich, getting constantly late, and charismatic, and still be an incel? I think these days, incel is like used to critique someone's state of mind rather than like literally being an involuntarily celibate. So probably, in modern day definition. I read the Wilhelm EX novels a little while ago, and I was wondering, what do you feel about the way the Demi-Human War was presented? I thought it was fine, unless there's something I haven't thought about. They weren't presented as, like, freak losers or anything. They were presented as people with, like, valid grievances. And some even legitimate, like, more legitimate perspectives than the humans themselves. And, a lot of the time during the Demi-Human Civil War stuff, sometimes it was more often than not the humans that were portrayed in, like, this really fucked up life and doing crazy shit, you know what I mean? You've read the If stories? I have never read an If story in my life. That's why I have the goal today, which nobody is meeting, and I'm chill with that. That's fine. What's the best EX novel? Post or pre novelization assassination. I like Battle Ballad quite a lot, which is EX6. What do you think of Amelia Camp treating Super like a psycho for cross-dressing? I feel like psycho is a strong word. That I don't really think they do. I think they make jokes about it sometimes, but that's about it. It's kind of like your bog standard humor about a man dressing as a woman that you would expect in, like, a majority of Japanese media at this point. When's the visual novel stream? I'll be doing them on Twitch, probably. So if you're interested, follow me on Twitch. Same name as here. They are in the medieval period? Like a fantasy medieval period. It's not like the real medieval ages. More like Renaissance or a bit after? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's a fantasy medieval period that has, like, no homophobia. Noted. Why are we talking about ifs? They always manage to come up, I fear. Is your world woke? Bordeaux? Being openly accepted as a gay man? And racist? ReZero people have more things to worry about than any social issue. You would think the same would apply to real life then. The price of eggs and so on and so forth. Well, ReZero and with Subaru staying in Lagunica going home or having a chance to go home, but no, I think he's just gonna stay in Lagunica. I don't know about the chatters, but I feel like ReZero ending with him going back to Japan would be like the biggest kick in the nuts ever. ReZero peeps can be eaten by mutant dogs or get their heads cut off by rogue cultists at any time. I don't think that shit happens that often, though. Especially depending on the country you're in. What about his parents? Fuck them! I don't think Subaru permadying would be like necessarily the same level of kicking the balls. I mean, it would depend on execution. What about a door between worlds? I feel like, in my humble opinion, anything having to do with Japan should stay away, for the most part. I feel like we're in the ReZero world. We should just like cook with that for a little bit, for like 60 some odd books. What are your thoughts on ReZero Season 3 marketing? It's ass. They might as well be cutting Ice a paycheck, I'll be honest with you. Because he's doing the marketing for them at this point. In the West, I mean. Core 1 marketing was crazy good though, right? Was it? I feel like they didn't start marketing Core 1 until like the 11th hour. Any ideas about the other half of the ReZero world? Do you mean the globe? No. Or one of the ads playing in subways and shit. I'm talking about the... Whenever I talk about marketing, I'm talking about the West, because I don't live in Japan, so... ReZero world is canonically flat, if I'm right. He doesn't know. Lacks the critical information, chat. I think globe theory is like the best theory I've ever made in anything I've ever done. That's like my fucking magnum opus. Globe heads rise up, that's what I'm saying. Globers rise. Flatheads, don't be discouraged. Flatheads, be discouraged, give up. It's okay to admit when you've been outmatched. Can Season 3 be on any platform other than Crunchyroll? I'm sure many people wish that, but unfortunately, here we are. What if Asuka fumbled that illustration? Are you talking about the Roswell globe on his desk? Because my globe theory has a lot more than that. The illustration thing is just a joke. How can there be a horizon if the world wasn't a globe? Checkmate, flatties. See, that's like one thing that I keep thinking about. Is like Tape is so invested in astronomy and shit like that. And yet, like, he wants me to believe his world's flat. Alright, buddy. Nice try. How can it have seasons if it's flat? Good question, man. Is it actually supposed to be flat? Allegedly. How would gravity work if the world was flat? It depends on who you're talking to. Like actual real-life flat earthers, they think that gravity is the flat disk of the planet moving up really fast. And in my globe theory video, I say obviously that doesn't work because something has to be creating the force to move the planet up, which is insane. And also, there's no reason why the planet moving up would be at a constant rate of speed rather than constantly accelerating. How could there be an atmosphere if the world was flat, checkmate? I don't think they believe in the atmosphere. Like the flat earthers. It's the same thing with gravity as well. Flat earthers don't believe in gravity, so trying to tell them that something is happening because of gravity is just kind of like a foregone conclusion, because they're just gonna be like, that doesn't exist though. Smile. Firmament moment? Yeah, pretty much. Alright, should we switch to the novel only section? Is it time? What if he's a fraud and all of his astronomy knowledge is from Google? Pretty sure you can Google, is the world flat? They'd be like, no. What do you think of the animation of so far for season 3? It's been good. Yeah. The animation is not my issue with season 3. And yeah, core 2 will probably be better. Alright, chat. We're going to the novel section for like 20 minutes before I end stream. If you're an anime only, or if you're not caught up to Arc 9, you need to escape. You were not safe. Also, next... Also, by caught up, I mean Witch Cult. No MTL, no FUD, no fear, uncertainty, or doubt. No MTL. MTL is the work of the devil. What is MTL machine translation? Rendered so much stuff in Warcraft, dude. Fuck yeah. Alright. We're swapping from the anime-only safe space to novel spoilers. You are not safe anymore. What was Felt trying to do? I could not tell you, man. Get her ass kicked? Well, sorry, probably like kick Al's ass like 1,000 times or something, and then get her ass kicked in the final loop. Many such cases. There's clearly going to be something with this Felt confrontation, because we started the fucking arc with Al versus Reinhard. Like, we can't now go down to Al versus Felt. So there's probably going to be some gimmick here. Because any fight after Al versus Reinhard is just like... It's a fucking nothing burger. You know what I mean? I would assume she didn't just come alone. She probably didn't. Like... yeah, just like I said, you can't go from Al versus Reinhard to Al versus Felt and expect people to be, like, super invested in how the fight might go. I feel like Arc 9 will end with Al's death since he swore it here. I feel like Al shouldn't die at the end of Arc 9. I feel like the end goal of Arc 9 should be for Subaru to save Aldebaran. This is mostly credit to Garkar for this idea, but we were talking, and we were talking about how the confrontation between Subaru and Al should, like, conclude with Subaru asking for Aldebron's real name. Just like he did with Amelia. Just like Amelia asked Nubaru in Arc 6. There was another example that I have forgotten. I talked with you about a shadow. I can't remember what it is now. Fuck. Oh, like when Amelia asked 184 for her name. Is Aldebron not his real name? Most likely not, no. Super asking Sphinx too? Yes, yes, yes. So, like, can you imagine the fucking pure Kino of Al trying his best to rebuke Subaru, and then Subaru's just like, tell me your name. And that's how we find out his real name. No longer Al or Aldebron, but insert name here. That'd be fucking awesome. Also, I only just thought of this now in my brain. It'd be hard as fuck if Subaru doesn't have to loop a single time against Al. And then it kind of like mirrors when Al said Al knows Subaru through and through, so he didn't fail even once. And what if Subaru didn't fail even once against Al? Because he knows Al through and through, because Al is just the worst aspects of Subaru. Like, distilled into one person. That'd be fucking sick. I don't know, man. Arc 9 might be one of the... might be an all-timer. To be honest with you. It's kind of very fast-paced. Do you expect a big loop? By big loop, do you mean, like the arc being undone? If the arc gets undone, it sucks. I don't think there is a single person on God's great green earth that wants this arc to be undone. But those are my thoughts on how the arc would end. It ends with the Subaru-Al confrontation. And Subaru has to save him in some way. Exactly hypocritical, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, man. Do you believe in the Volcanic Dragonkin being revealed to exist? I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be a thing, you know what I mean? Will Subaru be AFK for the majority of the arc? It's possible. I always wanted Subaru and Betty to talk in the orb, I think. Would be cool. I don't think Al will die in Arc 9. I think the worst that would happen to Al is he would, like, somehow not have an authority anymore. How that would happen, I could not tell you. But I would suspect he loses his authority before he dies. How do you find the possibility of RBD being revealed in general? I mean, I think it's pretty interesting. I've spoken about this in Discord before. I don't think I've talked about it on stream. Um, but Subaru's whole character trajectory so far has been relying on other people and, like, reaching out to other people for help for things that he can't shoulder on his own, right? And we saw, like, a really big culmination of that in Arc 7, with him having to call upon Satella. Satella was one of the very people that he never tried to rely upon whatsoever. And now, even though he has Satella on his side, there's still one thing that he shoulders completely on his own, and it's RBD. And I think the natural conclusion would be for Subaru to also have someone at least, like, somewhat in the know of RBD to some extent. Oh, hello, Alexinator. Awkward. Awkward timing. Alright, good night, LMP. If the arc doesn't get undone, what are we gonna do about Petra? I guess she's gonna have the fucking burden of knowledge, bud. She's gonna be cursed with knowledge, I fear. Who would it be to know about RBD? Well, apparently Petra. But I would also like Betty to know. I feel like Betty of all people should know about RBD. Which is what I was suspecting to happen in the orb, but seems Top A was one step ahead of me, I fear. My thinking was that in the orb, because the orb specifically targets the gate and it only works on people with witch factors, that Subaru would be entirely cut off from Satella. And I was thinking that Subaru and Betty would be conscious in the orb, they just obviously wouldn't be able to do anything. And Betty would be like, hey, about that suicide capsule, what's going on, man? And then they would come out in that way. Subaru would be like, well, I got this thing I can do, and it sucks. How would Satella be okay with Petra having memories of RBD? Well, she's not, so that's gonna be resolved somehow. You can tell from the Castle of Dreams in Ode Laguna. I mean, yeah, but Reinhardt's on the scene, so I guess something is going to be figured out, because that's without like a full reset of the arc, which we all agree would suck. Satella is not going to kill Petra. So unless the goal is to go get Spica chilling in Wallachia collecting a pension to fucking eat her memory or something, like, we're kind of dedicating to this. Are we going to ignore how Al's abilities have been JJK ripoffs? Domain expansion, Al has had a territory since before JJK existed. And I don't think sealing someone is that unique of an idea. You think Al might succeed and Subaru would be brought back to Earth and Arc 10 would have him come back? If there's anything to do with going to Japan, I don't think it's going to be the end goal. The most I can see it being is like a temporary revisit because Al is like, fuck off. And he like throws him in Japan or something. The thing is, though, to like wipe Petra's memory, Petra has to tell people what she knows. She has to be like, that thing is coming after me, and they'll be like, why? And then she'll be like, just trust me, and they'll be like, why? Why would the Witch of Envy be after you? I think Satella may have to come to terms with that Subaru has to share the burden. I agree with this as well. I think... I mean, I already talked about it. I already said that the only thing that he's not shouldering is RBD. He's gonna have to be like, man, you can't let me live like this no more. I can't. Please, Satella, I can't live like this. Shredder in TMNT 2003 once used a domain expansion ability. I'm going to headcanon, that's where Al got it from. How long do you think Arc 9 will be? I honestly have no idea. At this point, I'm wondering if it might just be like a standard 5-volume arc. He did reference Ninja Turtles in Arc 7? Exactly. That's been fresh on my mind because of the Al doesn't equal Subaru video I'm making, which will be out for members in a few days. Probably. So if you want to watch it before it's released, well, better become a member. Gold or diamond. Not bronze. Bronze doesn't get early videos. Sorry. Curious how Amelia will react when she realizes that Subaru is gone? Amen. Non-zero chance this is resolved before she even finds out. They're going on like a 7-day crusade and they're a good amount away from the capital, so... Claimed? True, true. He doesn't know yet, though. But maybe he finds out soon, and he's like, okay. I'm gonna go snitch. Snitching on my boy Aldebaran is fucked up. I'm so happy I invested in Al stocks, bro. After I read Arc 5. I'm so happy I became an Al head. Before it was cool. Will Al perma-kill any of the characters? I don't think so, no. I don't think Aldebaran would ever want to kill someone. That he's currently fighting anyway. I'm sure he's wanted to kill people, but not not of the people he's currently fighting. Not his thing. Think Felt will win? Like, I think she'll probably kill him maybe a few times. But, I don't think she can win, otherwise the arc ends. So, she's probably gonna get her ass beat at some point. Would Felt kill Al, though? Probably. I would say Felt killing Al is a hell of a lot higher of a chance of than Al killing Felt. I don't think Al wants to kill anyone. Currently. Except for Subaru and himself, I guess. Al will try to not kill a single person, if he can avoid it. He just wants to go, I don't know, shit Subaru down a toilet. And go sulk. Do you expect Amelia to have her own problems? I think so, but I don't know what they are, man. Like, I want to say yeah, but I don't know what's going on. I would really like to see her perspective soon, though. I don't know. Al has just like repeatedly been said to uh hate himself for what he's doing, feel terrible for what he's doing. It constantly like states in narration that he has nothing against anybody that he's fighting. He just wants to kill himself and Subaru. That's it. Who do you think should win the royal selection? Felt. Sadly, it's going to be Amelia, probably. You think Pandora will show up this arc? It's probably not impossible. Because of the whole bird thing. Burge. Exactly. I've said it before. Maybe not that much, actually. But I really don't think Amelia should win the royal selection. Because her whole arc is about gaining her own autonomy and independence. And I feel like that she should come to the realization that she is not necessarily running for the royal selection because she wants to. She's doing it because other people want her to. And she could eventually unfreeze the force on her own regardless. And I think it would be a good character decision for her to drop out of the race. So, Asteroid the HS. The full name is crazy, by the way. After the Al vs Reinhardt fight is done, do you think it's well done, and did the author make a good job of Reinhardt losing in a sense to Al? Makes sense and not cheap? Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, let's put it this way, man. You're fighting against a guy who can fight you 100,000 times, you're gonna lose. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. I heard apparently some people were upset that Reinhardt lost it all, and it's like, dude, he can die 180,000 times. Like, yeah, he's gonna win. Sorry to tell you. Been a while. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, exactly. Reinhardt also didn't really lose. Like, he just finally played his fucking trump card. Al just had tons of preparation. Dude, he came up with enough plans that he was getting into the letter L. Isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that fucking insane, man? I can only imagine that Al was sitting in, like, in his room, because at the end of, or at the start of Arc 9, it was talking about how Al was, like, holed up in his room after Priscilla died. And I can only imagine that Al was just sitting in there, concocting a plan, being like, alright, cool. And then he killed himself. And then he gave himself enough time to concoct another one. Who knows how many times he did that shit? He did say looping was good for relaxing his mind. That's also another absolutely fucking insane thing, by the way. Like, I was talking about throughout Arc 8 about how Subaru and Al swapped narrative roles in that we now see Al's loops in Arc 8 rather than Subaru's, and it's supposed to be a sign of how fucked up Subaru's mentality is. And now we learn in Arc 9 that Al is looping to feel better. It's like, wow, okay. You're fucking cooked, man. Your brain is fucking mashed potatoes at this point. What do Al looks like under his helmet? I mean, we have the character sheet. That's probably correct. He's handsome. I'll tell you that much. He just looks like a guy. True. It's the contrast between how shit Subaru feels when he kills himself and Al's like, I do this to relax. Al takes a 1-week vacation in loops. His Tim is killing himself. Shut the fuck up. That's crazy. God damn it. Yes, yes. I agree with your statement. Al looks like a 37-year-old man. Good news. That's probably pretty much correct. I know you don't like the ifs, but it's not that I don't like the ifs. I haven't read them, so I can't really like not like them. I just find the people who talk about the ifs like constantly. Not to say that's what you're doing, by the way, just so you know. Like the people who come into my stream chat to always like if post, it's like, holy shit, man, read the main story. What do you think about the fact that Gay ripped off Al's domains expansions to use on his story? Assuming you're joking. We should push that agenda though when JJK or when Core 2 drops. Like, I can't believe Gay copied Aldebaran, that's crazy. The 100,000 deaths probably filled up the library even more. Well, apparently Al can just have one book, it seems. Because his book updated live during the Reinhardt fight and he was able to update Volcanica's memories. So it seems he just has a book that updates. Which is another nail in the coffin for Al equals Subaru, by the way. That is a totally different mechanism that, like, nobody talked about, apparently. And that's right, chat. I'll find any way possible to agenda post about Al doesn't equal Subaru. Don't try me. Yeah, Al trying to... Al trying to show Reinhardt the book. That's funny. Also, yeah, Shadow's right. It wasn't really called domain expansion. Like, immediately. Al also knows Stride, apparently. I mean, he knows a lot of things that he shouldn't know, so that's not the surprising part to me at all. Low-key saying Stride was funny. I'm pretty sure, my belief is that Tape had Al say that he Stride Valekia purely to poke fun at the pride theories. And I think it's really funny that he did that. Is Al, after all this Arc 9 crap, the best character aside from Super and ReZero? I mean, that's up to you. I agree, yes. Wait, who's 400 years old? Al? We have an inner monologue from Al that states that he is only twice as old as Reinhard. And I don't know why he would lie in his own head, so I'm pretty sure he's only 40. What's your top 3 ReZero characters? Subaru, Al, Betty. Lock it in. What's my bottom 3 ReZero characters? I don't know, I don't think about it that much. How many loops in total do you think Al's gone through? Probably like 2 million. That might be a low ball. 2 million's a big number though. Does Al have more loops than Subaru? That is... He has more loops in one fight than Subaru does, man. Do you think Petra finding out about RBD will be permanent? It better be. Otherwise, what are we here for? I hope the cast doesn't find out about RBD. I mean, I don't think the whole cast will find out. I think a select few characters will find out, and I think that's fine. What do you think what do you think can break Al's domain? A lot of things. It seems like any... It seems that Al allegedly has to wrap his domain in something. However, he also made it outside multiple times now, so I don't know if that's correct anymore. I don't know. You can break the domain, but like how that works is unclear. How many loops does Subaru have? Subaru's probably like... Subaru's probably in like the 10,000s. Would be my guess. Can Subaru also use the domain expansion? No. Really? Yeah, I think he died a lot against Olbart and in the Sparkas. Like, I think he died a lot. And we have not even any ballpark estimate on how many times he died trying to get the Lupagana fight right. We have no clue. Will the Sin Archbishop of Pride show up? No, there is none. We must differentiate, or we must be sure to differentiate, the authority of Pride and the Sin Archbishop of Pride, because they're not inherently the same thing. You can have an authority and not be a... Like, Subaru, he is an authority, but he's not the Sin Archbishop of Envy. That's a... It's like a title. We're talking about ReZero, President of Fight. We're talking about novel spoilers, so if you're an anime only, you are in danger. I've been playing World of Warcraft this whole time. Fucking awesome. The only thing I could say about Al versus Reinhardt is I really thought Aggressor mode would have come out then, but I guess not. Maybe now at this point, if Aggressor mode ever does show up in the main story, maybe it'll be against Subaru, man. I have no fucking clue. Isn't Subaru the Warlock of Envy technically since he's not affiliated with the Witch Cult but has a Witch Factor? No, those are titles. Like you don't just like become a Warlock or a Witch. You get those titles by being affiliated with the cult. Chapter 17. I think Chapter 17 is the most recent TL'd one, yeah. What's Aggressor mode? It's the secondary aspect of Al's authority. Ye is probably a victim of Aggressor mode. I 100% agree with you. I spoke about this on her introduction chapter as well, in Discord. Her behavior screams that she was a victim of Aggressor. Are you caught up on the newest chapter? For Witch Cult translations, yes. For MTL, no. I do not read MTL because I think it sucks. Yeah, he's also an assassin, so it makes sense. Al fought her. I mean, he did fight her. Or at least it's very heavily implied that they fought at the end of PPC. Would Arc 7 and 8 be too much to be in Season 4? Yeah, probably. It's a lot of volumes. I feel like for Season 4, you either have to dedicate on ending on Arc 7 to have the Sphinx reveal, which nobody will get because they're anime only, or you also adapt Arc 8 Phase 1, because cool things happen, and I like it. And you can't do Arc 8 Phase 2 because it's boring as shit. Can't do Phase 3 because it's boring as shit, so I feel like the best ending point would be like Arc 8 Phase 1. What do you think Felt now will be like? I honestly have no clue. I have no speculation. Like, she's going to lose, but Al is probably going to lose more. You know how it is. As long as you win the final fight, that's the only one you need to win. What are the chances of Season 3 Prod adapting Arc 7? 0. Do you not care about ReZero Romance? No. ReZero Romance isn't particularly good. Which is fine. It's not really what it focuses on. By the time Season 3 is over, I hope anime only like watch your videos. They really help ReZero fans a lot. When season 3 ends, I plan on like packaging all of the arc 7 and 8 stuff into like one big fucking video for people because they love summaries and they're not gonna read, so you know. Romance isn't really good, so it's just hard to enjoy. I mean, he has things he wants to focus on. Clearly, it's not romance, so you know that's okay. I don't know if he's bad at it or if he's good at it because he doesn't write it. So weekly streams with Core 2 again, right? Yeah, there'll be no stream next Sunday because obviously the Wednesday after that will be ReZero. So the next stream will be on February 5th with Jordan. The problem with romance in ReZero is that it got so silent that no one cares anymore except a handful. I don't think ReZero was ever, or romance was like ever the focus of ReZero to begin with. Like, outside of Emilia and Subaru's relationship, which is a lot more to it than just like some basic romance shit. ReZero was never really a romance-focused series. Will Reinhard being flung to the moon be adapted in episode 9? Probably not 9, though. Doesn't that happen later in the fight? Episode 9 is probably gonna end on Reinhard reviving or something. When will be the Twitch stream? To be decided. This is a chapter 19 title? No. Chapter 19 doesn't even exist, does it? I've seen the chapter 18 title, but it's MTL, so I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah, I get what you mean. Emilia's super relationship has not been cooking for a while, unfortunately. But, how much of Arc 6 do you think Season 3 will adapt? I mean, I don't see why they would only adapt a part of it. Have you seen Andor? No. If ReZero was never a romance story, was it existed? What? Is Season 3 16 episodes or after Arc 5 finishes, will it continue? It was initially, or it is supposed to continue. But, we'll see about that. If ReZero was never focused on romance, then the story of ReZero wouldn't exist. That doesn't mean that ReZero is a romance story, dude. ReZero is very clearly a mystery isekai series, I fear. If ReZero wants to consider itself a romance series, it's in big trouble because the romance is not one of even the top 15 aspects of the series. You think we'll break 80 volumes? 80? No, probably not. Surely. Is there not a difference between a show focusing on romance just a show that happens to have people who love another? Like, yeah, surely stories can have people who love each other and it's not a romance story. Alright, chat. Might be it. Might be the end of it all. Is there anything else that we would like to touch on? Or are we good? Just admit you don't like romance so you could deny romance in ReZero. Dude, Bloom Into You is in my top 5. Are you, like, stupid? Spike pulling up in a spaceship to eat Al. Jesus Christ. Alright, chat. Thanks everyone for coming out. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe for more streams for every episode that's coming out. Also, video soon. People who hate romance deny existence in ReZero. Dude, Bloom Into You is in my top 5. I really like Make the Exorcist Fall in Love. I really like How Do We Relationship. I've read The Summer You Were There. I've read Kaguya-sama. I like good romance, if that helps. And ReZero does not have it. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming out. You can join the Discord. We talk about stuff occasionally. Many such cases. Become a YouTube member, you'll get the Owl Does Not Equal Subaru video sooner rather than later.